In this session, we will be discussing more about civil engineering team, how to build a team. It is a kind of what I tell. It's very curious for the people who are very fresh in the market. Okay, the fresh graduates, the students, or the people who are working for a company, they'll not be knowing how to set up a team. Or in a complete civil engineering team, I have covered only few of the teams. Okay, you can name n number of teams. Okay, so as a civil engineer, okay, a basic civil engineer, if you have to put up a team, this is the team what we are going to discuss it. Okay, we'll start with the first one: building planning license and government approvals. If you are a civil engineer, you should be knowing how to get the license done for a client, correct? If you don't know how to get the license done for a client, how you will build the house for him? Okay, so if you know how to get the license done, the client will come to you, he will ask you whether you know how to get the license. Yes, you will tell him that yes, we are having a team of people who are working only for this. Okay, they are working only to get the license done, and whatever the clarification the government officials are having, they are going to clarify it. You will get the license done by the end of the day. So if you give the confidence to the client, what happens? He will give you the job. Once the license comes, it is easy for you to take up the next job. Okay, we'll just discuss now. Building planning, license and government approvals. So first and the foremost, before starting any kind of planning, you should have a survey team. Okay, what they will do, demarcation of existing land as per the documents. For example, if you are having a layout of number of residential sites, so the surveyor will take up the layout drawing and he will demarcate if the site number is not placed properly or if the boundaries are not placed properly. What he will do, he will survey it properly and he will demarcate your land from the others, and he will tell you this is your land, you can start the construction. This is very important. So you should have a survey team who can do this job. Okay, then contour survey. If the land is very slopy or the land is uneven, what you can do, you can ask your survey team to get the contour survey done, because of which you'll be knowing how much you have to fill or how much you have to cut, how you can utilize the land properly, economically, and all those things. You can get a conclusion. Okay, also to do the planning, the actual architect planning, you require the contour drawings. Like example, school project. If you are having a school project, if you are having a survey team, what he will do, he will survey the complete boundary. The school project means it will not be like 30-40 site, it will be acres. You may be having 5 acres, 6 acre kind of thing, a very huge land. He will survey it and he will give you the survey drawing according to the need of the school. Okay, the client requirement, what you can do, you can tell him stage wise construction. In the stage 1, we'll put up the prime, like the nursery block. In the stage 2, we'll put up the secondary block. Next, the higher school, like college, laboratories, field, where exactly the field has to come, all those things, the toilets, okay, the dining area, the cooking area, okay, the storage rooms. So accordingly, if you don't have the survey sketch with you, it is very difficult to plan. So you should have a survey team with you before starting any kind of planning. Once you get the survey team all the documents, what you can do, you can place all the buildings as per the government rules and regulations, then apply for the license. Next, government approvals. So get in touch with the local government office, get the bylaw book with them and see to it what exactly the bylaw is saying. Accordingly, do the building planning drawing. Okay, or else what happens, if you submit the drawing to the government officials, later on they'll send it back, they'll reject it if it is not as per the government rules. Therefore, keep in contact with the government people. Local authority license. Have civil engineering license from local authority. Like if you are a civil engineer, you should have a license from the local authority that you are a civil engineer. Also, you should have trade license. Like you are doing a business now, so you should have a trade license with the local government people, maybe Nagar Sabha or Patna Sabha, Patna kind of thing. If you are a BBMP like Brihad Bengaluru Mahanagar Palike, all those things. So you will be recognized with certain number of certification that you are a civil engineer. If you don't have that certification, you cannot apply license drawing for the clients. Okay, it is difficult to do it. You have to search for some other people at that time. Next, trade license to upload online. Like nowadays in Karnataka, Nirman software is there, wherein you are applying all kinds of licensing drawings online. The drawing will be checked online. It will be submitted to the particular government office online itself. They'll give you a code. So you have to just tell them the code. They'll check the file. They'll tell you whether it is correct correctly uploaded or not, they'll send it back or they'll put it to the next office for the approval. So you should have a trade license. If you don't have a trade license, you cannot upload the drawings. Next, you should have an architect team to do the plan, the execution plan, 3D elevations, interior design, and walkthrough videos. So if you have an architect team with you, what happens is the license drawing is separate, okay, the execution is drawing separate. All of you know this, the license drawing will be given to the government authorities to get the license done. The execution drawing will be having more details, okay, more details compared to the license drawing. So you should have an architect team with you, or if you don't have an architect team, hire an architect team, be a part of your civil engineering team. Next, once the architect plan is ready, you have to do an estimation, you should do the costing, you should do the tender for it. So you should have a team for it, okay. I'm telling you once again, don't do all work by your own, okay. What happens, you cannot give justice to all the work. So sometimes you will do a lot of mistakes in some of the works which you are finding it difficult to do it, or because of the time constraint you will just do the work and send it to the clients. So because of this, you should have a team of people. I'm not telling hire everyone, there are a lot of people who work freelance. Have a team, okay. You should not hire them as a monthly salary kind of thing. You can give them the job and they will get it done as a part of your team. So you should be having an estimating and costing team. This is about the first one. Next, soil testing, geotechnical. Once all the plans are ready, you have to get the soil testing done, because it is the first and the primary thing the structural engineer requires, okay. If the soil is good, the foundation cost will be reduced. If the soil is bad, they'll tell you what all the treatments has to be given, how the foundation size will increase, and all those things they'll tell you properly. So collaborate with the local engineering college. Local engineering college will be having all the soil testing laboratory setup done. Give them the letter that you are having a client who want to execute the job, they want to get the soil testing done. So what they will do, they will send their officials and get the soil testing done. Or you might be get in touch with the third party soil testing consultancy. They will be the certified consultancy. Get in touch with them, tell them to be a part of your team, because you are having number of projects, okay. If you are having a road project, for example, if you get a road project, you should check CBR test at regular intervals, correct. So at that time it will be very helpful. Next, own soil or material testing laboratory, advantage and disadvantage. If you are having your own soil testing laboratory or the material testing laboratory, the advantages are more, okay. What happens is, whenever the government project starts, okay, they will be in search of consultants who can get all their materials and soil tested at one place and get all the results from the consultancy. They will be paying you in percentage, okay. It varies from 0.1 percentage to 0.5%, 1%, depending upon the type of the structure, okay. 1% of the total project cost. Just imagine if it is 100 crore project, how much you will earn, correct. If you are having the own kind of soil or material testing laboratory, those are all the advantages. The disadvantage is that you have to calibrate the equipments regularly, or else the readings, whatever it is you are getting it may be the wrong readings. It is not giving you the correct rating, the instrument. So you should be having a proper team to maintain all the equipments. Second, you should have a senior person, senior official, maybe a doctorate PhD holder for a signing authority, okay. He should be in a capacity, he should have that expertise in soil and material testing. So if that person is there in your team, what happens, so it will be easy for, he will guide you properly what all the things has to be done, so that you will be working accordingly. So that is about the third point. Next, report generation, signing authority. That's what I discussed now. So you should have that senior person in your team. Next, structural design. This is the important part. In structural design, what exactly you are doing? Are you doing RC design? Are you doing steel structure design? Or are you doing pre or post tension structure design? Okay. So we just see the RCC. In the RCC, like generally the individual houses will come, apartments, small apartments and all, and the community villas and all those things will come under RCC, residential building designs. Next, commercial buildings like hotels will be there, shopping malls, small and large scale also they are doing it in concrete only, hospitals, airports, okay. In the airport, steel structure will come, but the substructure will be the concrete only. Like institutions like schools and colleges, they'll do it in RCC. Then industrial, small scale buildings will be there in RCC. The large scale buildings will be there in PEB, pre-engineered building steel structure. But for that, the base structure and some of the structures as a foundation which you are going to use it for the machineries will be RCC. So whether you are expertise in designing RCC structure, take only those kind of consultancy and designs which you can give justice, okay, which you can give the proper results. So next we'll see the steel design. So in the steel also, commercial and institutional, residential building steel structure, it's very rare, okay. Commercial and institutional like airports, shopping malls, hotels, schools, colleges, there the steel structures are there. Till today, like now it is booming up, the steel structure. So many people are constructing using steel structure itself, because tomorrow if they don't want to continue that business, they can just remove it, they can use the steel for some other purpose. Next, industrial structures like piping racks in the industries, PEB structures, what we discussed, warehouse, roofing trucks, all will be in the steel structures. Car parking, small sheds, temporary storage units. So all these things comes under steel structure. If you are expertise in steel structural design, you can take all these kinds of consultancy. If you are expertise in RCC, if you are not expertise in steel structure, what you can do, you can hire a team of people, or you can hire a person as your team, and you can take the service from that person. So to form a complete team, you should have all these specialized persons in your team. As a civil engineer team, it should be complete, okay. You cannot tell the client, I don't have this service, I cannot give you this service. It's not correct, okay. What you can do, you just tell him, yes, we are having a team, I'll just consult with my technical person, and 1 or 2 days I'll come back to you. You can take 1 or 2 days the breathing time. You can go to LinkedIn, or you can go to your friends, colleagues and all, you search for that person, connect with them, tell them this is the kind of job we have offered, so if you are interested, you can be a part of our team. So definitely they'll be in kind of situation what we are, they also need the job, so they'll be a part of your team. This is about the steel structure. Like pre and post tension, like large span buildings or the metro rail bridges, these are all the large scale projects. I'm not telling this we cannot do it, definitely we can be a part of this also, okay. We can get inquiry for these kind of structures also. Next, the construction part. The planning is over, soil testing is over, we have got the design. So what you have to do? You have to do the actual civil construction. So for example, if you are a structural designer, okay, you are not doing any construction activity. What you can do? You can hire the local engineers, okay, who are already doing the contract or civil engineering construction. You can tell them, we are having a project, a residential building. I'm having a client. I'll tell him that we are having a team of construction. We will handle the complete project. Whether you are interested, if he is interested, he'll tell you, yes, I'm interested, I want that job. So what you can tell him, we will share the profit, okay, because I'm getting the client. In your profit, you can give me 10% of it, or 15% of it, or 20% of it. We can come to an agreement. Then I'll tell the client that we are having a team, we will execute the project. So client also will be happy, because everything he's getting done at a single point. He should not run behind a lot of people, correct? So even the person who is coming to you, he might get you a structural job later on for his clients, correct? This is how the business grows. So when you start the civil construction, there are some important points you have to observe. In the market, what is the price running for labor? Because this is the prime factor you should observe, and you should get the information very fast, because the labor rates are varying due to a lot of other situations, okay. The mason, how much it's running, the main mason, for the male helper per day, how much it is running, the price for the female helper. According to your job, according to your requirement, you can hire a team of people as per your requirement, okay, as per your payments what you are getting, and as per your requirements you can hire them. Next, the material prices. This is very, very important. When you are getting connected with the local retail people, okay, you'll be frequently getting these prices. You can just call them and ask them, what is the price of cement today, what is the price of steel today. So if you get all these things updated, you can maintain Excel sheet, put the date, serial number, date and the price, cement file, okay. Just call them in the morning, or just ask your juniors to call them in the morning and get the price. So what happens is, if you are having these datas, okay, to get the quote for the client, it will be easy for you. If the cement rate is 380 rupees, what is the quote you have to give? If the cement rate is 280 rupees, 100 rupees down, what quotation you have to give? You can give a best price for him, correct? So this is the advantages of getting the prices updated every day. Also about the construction equipment. So you might require a lot of equipments for your construction activities. Like you might require the dozers, you might require the excavators, correct? So depending upon these concrete mixers, depending upon the construction equipments, what exactly you require, you contact that vendor and get the construction equipment, get it for rent, or even you can own the construction equipment. So if you don't have a construction team, as a civil contractor, he will be a part of your team. Building finishes like carpenter, painters, electrical contractor, fabricators, tiler. These people are very important, because when you are doing a civil construction, okay, at the end of the day, people will see only these things. Correct? They'll see the wood, what kind of wood they have used for the windows, what is the design they have done, what kind of wardrobes they have done in the interiors, okay, what kind of paint they have done, what is the design of the paint, whether they have used royal play kind of thing, or electrical contractor like electrical, what kind of lights they have used, okay, what switches they have put, any new technology they have used it for the security purpose. And the fabricator, if the steel structure you have done a small, maybe the balcony or the portico, whether they have given any design for it, if there is a tile layer, how tile he has been laid, whether he has laid all everything is in a proper way or not. And also one more person is there here, the plumber. Okay, plumber is also one of the person involved in the building finishes. So if you don't have the person, ask them, definitely will get in the market. Tell them we are having a job, they will be a part of your team. So it is very important for you to develop a team. Okay, it is not difficult, it's not at all difficult. You have to get connected with the people, okay, in time, and tell them you are having a job. Definitely they will also be seeking, they will also be in searching for a job. You will give them the job. Tomorrow what they will do, they will tell their clients that I'm having an engineer, we are having a team, so you can connect with them. They will get all your jobs done. Okay, next, PMC, the project management consultancy. This is one of the best consultancy running in the market. So here they will handle all the project management. Okay, they will see the progress of the project, they will schedule it. Okay, they will see to it whether that project, that progress is on time or not, why it is delaying, okay, what is the cost, what is the quality standards, what are the standard charts has to be followed on the site. So these things are done by PMC people. Okay, if that quality is not maintained, for example, if you have to put M30 grade of concrete, the PMC people, they will be having an engineer from their side, you will be having a team, you are executing that project. But the person who is having the PMC engineer, what he will do, he will come and he will take some 3 cubes from there, the concreting day, and he will give it for testing. Okay, the testing result will come. If the grade of concrete is M25 in the place of M30, what happens, he will complain it to the higher authority. So it will be a problem for you. But the PMC guy, he will be seeing the quality standards. It is his responsibility, correct? It is his job, he is doing the correct way. So if you are having a PMC consultancy, you can offer these kinds of job also. The people are there to give their project for the PMC people, so that they will sleep aram se, correct? So they can be confident that the product whatever they are getting is 100% quality product. Okay, if you want to be get a PMC team, you should have a lead engineer, a senior, the senior most civil engineer with vast experience and exposure you need as a team lead. Or else what happens, the if you appoint a junior engineer, he will not be having that experience, or he might not be knowing the standards and all, you will be in trouble. Okay, so this is about the PMC. This is one of the booming industry, you can see to this. Soft skills, for example, you might be in need of doing a small drawing. Okay, you will not be having time, you can hire a person, or you can tell for a freelance people through LinkedIn or semi other platforms, and tell them we are having a certain drawings to be done, be a part of our team and get it done. Like this analysis software, like design softwares, STAD, Tekla, ETABS. For why I'm telling you all these soft skills, because some of the clients requires certain things in a particular software. Okay, they want to get their structure analyzed in ETABS itself. You are specialized in STAT Pro. End of the day, both will give you the analysis results, but the client is not aware of the STAT Pro. What he will tell you, you have to do it in ETABS. If you are not good enough to do the analysis in ETABS, you can hire a person, or you can take a person who is doing the freelance and get the things done. That's it. You are a consultant, you are giving a job, you are giving the service, you give all the service to your clients. When you are giving all the services to your clients, what happens tomorrow, the clients will come to you directly and they will inquire each and everything with you, correct? If when they start to inquire each and everything with you, you will get more confidence that I'm getting a job, good job, I'm making huge amount of money now. Okay, when you are not having, when you are having only one type of consultancy, what happens is, when in the place of this much of money, you'll be getting only this much of money. Okay, so build a team. Good luck for you people. Build a good civil engineering team. If you are finding any kind of difficulty, please post it in our Facebook group. Okay, now I'll come to the most important point. if you are a student, okay, if you are a student of a college, what you can do after seeing all these things, okay, or how to build up a civil engineering team, you can start building your own civil engineering team among your friends. Okay, for example, one of your friend may be very good in mathematics, he may be very good in design. You will be knowing, yes, he can help me tomorrow in the design field. Okay, if a person who is very good in AutoCAD, you might not be good in AutoCAD, you might be good in StatPro. Okay, if he is good in AutoCAD, you can be in touch with him so that he will be getting your things done easily. Okay, this is how we can do a mind game. Okay, as a student, okay, you can observe around you. Okay, you can observe around you, and you can just keep in touch with your friends properly in what expertise they are having. That is first part. Second, the soil testing, geotechnical and material testing laboratory. You will be having a lot of laboratory experiments from third semester till 8th semester. Okay, what you can do, you have already learned this, how to build up a team. Okay, if you want to put up a material testing laboratory tomorrow as a consultant, you can get all the testing reports and all the procedures ready now itself as per the IS standards. What are the codes they are using, all those things, just make a file in your system, keep it ready. When you are out of the college, you can start consultancy in soil material testing and all those things. It is very easy. Okay, you can contact your seniors, okay, or a college professor itself, tell him, I am setting up a consultancy, please be a part of our team, say as a signing authority, we will pay you so much. They are very happy for this. Okay, so as a student you can do this. Next, as a fresh graduate, now you are coming, and if you are getting exposed to this kind of situation, what you can do is, at least from now, you start connecting with the people who are doing the consultancy. Tell them you are expertise in this, I want to be part of your team. What happens if you are part of some other team, you will be knowing what exactly they are doing it, what type of clients they are coming to them, what jobs has been offered to them. So by doing that, as a fresh graduate, for few years, maybe 1 year or 2 year, you can offer certain jobs by yourself to the clients, telling them, yes, till for 2 years we had material testing laboratory, now we are expanding our team for structural design also. Why? How you got to know about this? Because you are having the knowledge of how to set up a civil engineering team now, correct? So implement this knowledge with others. What exactly others are doing, just see, observe, hear, learn, implement. That's it. Okay, if you are working in a company from past 2 years or 3 years, what you can do, you can, now you are having the knowledge, you can just see the atmosphere, what is happening in the market, in your company, what kind of clients they are getting, how they are handling it, what the HR is doing, what kind of people they are hiring for their company, okay, as a freshers, what services they are giving. So you can just go around your company, okay, you can just talk to your seniors, team lead, or your colleagues, and all, get more information to set up your own consultancy. Being a part of the company, okay, you can start as a freelance, okay, not setting up an office or something like that. You can work as a freelance for some other teams, as I told you. So after like 1 year or 2 years practicing this, both the jobs, you can just leave your job and have all the freedom, okay, and set up a consultancy, very good office with a very good team of engineers, and you can make huge amount of money. Guys, you won't believe, in this 10 years I have experienced a lot of things. I have experienced a lot of things. I've seen a lot of money, I've seen a lot of fame in the society. I'm getting a lot of jobs also because of my confidence level. Okay, I talk to the people in such a way that I can give them any kind of service they require. If they want me to do a drain design, storm water drain design, I'll do it. If I'm not expertise in that one, I'll connect with some other people. I'll take them to my team and I'll get it done. End of the day, the client is happy. What the client will tell, go to Sriram, he will get all the things done. Okay, he will give you any kind of services you require. So this is what I'm expecting from you people. Okay, in the live Q&A session, if you're having any doubts, you can ask me. Okay, we'll be sending you the emails regarding it. Be a part of the live Q&A session. Please don't miss it. We'll be taking that regularly, okay, and get all the doubts clear. So this ends how to set up a civil engineering team. This is the most important topic of what all the topics we have discussed, because this is most interesting to set up a consultancy. Okay, we'll see you in the next module, which is more interesting than this, how to do an online consultancy. without going to a clients directly. You can set up a consultancy online and what kind of services you can offer to them. Okay, we'll see you in the next module. Thank you.